All right, guys, good morning. Turn my sound off here on my phone. There we go. All right. So we got a lot going on. SPY made a nice jump, yesterday and overnight, almost back to where it was. So that's definitely a good thing. We got quite a pretty big watch list this morning. I'm trying to go through. See, that broke the trend line. Several things opening up and dropping down. NVS dropped down to 5, bounce off of 5 so far. See, NAKD trying to break out of this triangle. Oh, and here we go. Looks like, okay, I was gonna say, Thinkorswim gonna start messing up. COCP coming down. We have a trend line going on this. Kind of barcodey. There's a couple different barcodey stocks that have PR and volume, but see, Solo bouncing off of this trend line. Still a little sketchy. Just so many possible plays. See XBIO pop up? No, XBIO has not popped up yet. Seems like volume is very spread out. Make sure I didn't miss anything. See Rose Hill. Okay. Rose Hill, no PR. This did jump above the 200. There's quite a bit going on. At least Thinkorswim is somewhat working, I guess. That's something. BLX, they have the patent. But it's just a patent, so it doesn't really mean anything. Kind of like Rose. I'm going to go here on Rose. I like how it's held up. See, I'm in at 120. It does have its upper shadow. It could come back down. I may have jumped the gun a little bit, but I've got support right around 112. And it's starting to come back down now. As long as the support holds. If it cracks 112 though. Or 110. Let's see. Might have should have thought that through a little bit more, but we'll see here. Let's see. Yeah, I may have jumped the gun on this. We'll see. There's a bit of a trend line trying to form. This is pretty much a bad entry. I made a mistake on this. But let's see if that trend line holds up. I didn't look at the daily chart. It opened up right at this 200, so it could drop. I mean, it could drop all the way back down to there. What's up, One Life? Yeah, I straight up made a mistake on this. This was an absolute bad entry, bad trade. Give it a chance, see if it holds up this trend line. The entry is just bad. That's the thing. My entry is real bad on this. What's up? Good morning, Chris. You see there is some buyers trying to hold up the trend line. But yeah, I got a little too ahead of myself on the entry on this. Yeah, I'm in on Rose. I got in at Rose at 120. I feel like my entry was a very bad entry. I did not look up here. I didn't look at the daily chart. For some reason, I missed that. I don't know. I don't know how I missed that. So I got in at 120. But I do like the trend line that's on. I just feel like my entry was really, really bad. I should have waited a little bit longer and got in lower here on the trend line. So I made a mistake on that end, but the trend line holds up. Yeah, I would feel a lot better if I'd have waited just a little bit longer to get in at the bottom of this red candle than where I got in at, but we'll see. I just got a little ahead of myself. Starting to crack a little bit here. A lot of selling, but the selling's getting lower right here at the trend line. At this point, we just need buyers to start coming back into this. starting to look a little weak. There's a lot of sellers starting to come in at 110, trying to hold it down. Starting to crack. If this trend line cracks, I've got to get out. It's starting to look real sketchy. We're really starting to crack that trend line. A lot of red coming in here. Yeah, 102 starting to crack. Yeah, we're below that trend line. I don't know if the dollar doesn't hold up. It's looking real sketchy if the dollar doesn't hold up. And this is the problem with bad entries. When you get a bad entry, and you gotta hold below support. If the bottom support cracks, then you end up taking a way bigger loss. See, how far did that candle come down to? 99.87. Let's see, if it doesn't come back above this trend line here soon, then it's going to be done. And it looks like that may be what's going to happen, is it's going to crack. A decent sized buyer came in there at 102. Let's see, maybe my trend line's a little off. Let's see. And that buyer got taken out already. I'm gonna drop a stop loss in there at 98. Just in case the dollar cracks hard. Let's see what else is going on. Let Rose Hill figure out which way it's gonna go here. So CLIR, nothing yet. Kind of at the bottom of the channel. MESEP. Got a downtrend. It's trying to come up to. Naked does not look good. CVU got a pop out the gate there. 368 up to 436. Solo kind of cracking that trend line that it's been on. So Solo a little sketchy. See nothing there. It looks barcodey. AMVS nothing yet. XBIO nothing yet. CLSK. And I just got stopped out on Rose, so that did not work out. That was a terrible trade on my part. Yeah, very bad trade. Just a bad entry. Terrible, terrible entry. CLIR. I don't know, kind of. What's the SPY doing? Spike stand. Yeah, SPY still holding up. UONE. Let's see. Yeah, UONE popping up. This is one that popped up yesterday. Looks like there's some support right there. 690. It's kind of getting held. It's kind of getting held up at 9. Well, hold on. It might break over 9. Let's see. Got an indecision candle here, but buyers are trying to push this up. I don't like the curl over on the 1 minute though. Now it's starting to push. Let's see. 908. It's kind of sketchy. See, where did it go? Where was the... Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, there it goes. So it did finally pop. All the way up to 940 so far. $10 is probably going to be pretty strong resistance for this. Yeah, 10 is probably going to be pretty strong. This stock has went straight up the past 2 days. So I don't see it breaking over 10 right now. It probably have to come back down. Probably hit 10 and come back down. And then have to make its way around. Well, maybe it may try to break 10 actually. Yeah, bid's starting to stack at 10. Maybe this might actually go over 10. Or it may get halted. I think this is about to get halted. Yeah, it's about to get halted. Yeah, there you go. So good job anybody who got in there. This is a pretty nasty run so far. Pretty nasty run. It was $3 rip at market open. And you want UONE. See anything else going on besides that? CEI looks kind of trash. Nice job, Chris. If you got in there at 685, you killed this. Let's see, Rose starting to come back up. CLIR is still popping up. And hung up at 180 area. There's a little resistance there. CLIR. No, it's Turtle Beach, okay. See SPY cracking again. Yeah, SPY trying to come back down. CVU, a little bit of a trend line on. It's actually a pretty decent trend line on CVU so far. 43 million in new orders. That's a good press release. Good trend line. It's already had one quick pop. Some wonky stuff going on my level 2. I don't know what that's about right there. 435. Not available bid. See, UONE got halted at 850, so 2 more minutes before it gets unhalted. Even if CVU does keep coming up, it's got a lot of resistance right in this area. That's 460. It's 460 area here. Because the 200's also right there. But if it breaks that, it's got... I mean, this thing's got a gap to fill all the way up to 640. Yeah, this is not a bad looking play, really. See where is it? Let's see. Where's it at? UONE. See if this gets unhalted. If this is a it looks like it's about to get unhalted. There it goes. Came out sideways and started pushing up. There goes some more, ripping some more. Looks like it's going to go through 11. Probably going to get halted here again soon. No, it didn't get halted. Having a bit of a pullback, but it did get all the way up to 1144. Man, this thing moves quick. It was down on 11 and popped up to 1184 within like a second. It's about to push through 12 here. Some pretty big sellers sitting at 11.99. A lot of buyers are coming in at 11.98 though. They're not taking out the sellers. This is kind of strange. Nice buyers. Oh, okay, I think it's getting halted again. Yeah, it got halted again. So just straight up so far on the stock. 2 days in a row, just straight up. No pullbacks. Yeah, the little pullback yesterday right through there, but today so far, no pullback, just straight up. See how CVU looking. Yeah, CVU still slowly pushing up. XBI is starting to come up a little bit, but kind of on a downtrend. Solo popping back up above the trend line. And naked just looks terrible. Incept still in this downtrend, probably going to sell off. CLRI is still popping up as well. Looking like it's trying to hold up 2. Can hold up 2, it might still be able to climb. It's going to have quite a bit of resistance at 230. It'll need to break 230. But if $2 can hold up as support, now it's cracking. CVU still moving. Alright, that's cracking. That's not doing anything. BRX. CEI looks like garbage. COCP. That's pretty much garbage. What time we get halted? 8:57. So about a minute. CVU's looking pretty decent. This little triangle right now. See if this gets unhalted here and keeps moving. CVU is starting to push up to this 450 area. Let's see if it gets through that. Buyers starting to come in at 440. Trying to. You want to come out? Did that resume and wow. So unhalted and halted immediately. This thing is just going nuts. Let's see here. CVU starting to break trying to break 460. It may have to, I'd say it's probably got to come back down one more time before it breaks 460, but might try. Thinkorswim is not letting you sell your stock. Well, what's it doing? Did you try to mark it out? Like, how are you trying to sell it? Are you using a limit order or market order, or what are you using? Yeah, so I think CVU is going to need a little bit of a pullback. Like, kind of like right here, 2 little red candles in a row, and then a push through that 460 if it's going to break. Can't believe that got halted again. 902, so it's 907. That'll be unhalted. My rose is completely cracked, so that's done. You're using a limit order? Yeah, that's why I don't like limit orders. Sometimes they're a little sketchy. It's best just to mark it out. Like, especially if you need to get out of a play because you're losing, just hit sell market and get out of it. Because if you're fumbling around with the limit orders and stuff on a losing trade or whatever, then you're not going to be able to. You have to have the limit order in at a price where the sellers are at, or where the buyers are at if you're trying to sell. So If your limit order is higher than what the buyers are willing to pay for it, it's not going to get filled. But that's why I either use a stop loss order with the AT ladder, or I use the market order to jump out. EDSA is starting to move too. Let's see EDSA. Oh yeah, EDSA with a nice pop up so far. It's weird. Yesterday everything was like selling off and stuff, and now today we've got big rippers. This market is so unpredictable right now. I mean, ADSA's got some room to move. It's a couple of little resistance points, but see that 680 area is probably going to be pretty tough. See, it must be doing a 10-minute halt this time on UONE. At $2.04 or 204. I'm not sure what your says sales shares at 204. The limit order. Boeing. Okay, so let me see if I can help you out if I know what I'm looking at. So you have the limit order in at 204. Here's the thing. I'm not sure if it's something with your platform or not, but a limit order does not guarantee the fill. The price can hit 204 and you still might not get filled. It depends on the buyers. You know, just because it hits 204, if there's not any more buyers at 204 for you, then they're not going to be able to buy it. Like if there's 10 people putting in limit orders at 204 and there's only 9 buyers, then only 9 of those orders are going to get filled. If we're just saying all 10 people's share orders are the same size, and all nine buyers are buying the same size, then one person won't get filled. So a limit order does not guarantee that you will get filled, even if it does hit that price. It's supposed to trigger, but that's if there's a buyer. But like I said, if there's not a buyer, it's not going to trigger, and that's why I use market orders, because market orders guarantee the fill. Like you might not get out at 204, you might get out 203 or maybe 202.50 or something with a market order, but you're guaranteed to get out with a market order. Limit orders don't guarantee the fill. They only guarantee the price. Market orders guarantee the fill, and they don't guarantee the price. What do you mean you can't sell your limit order? No, you can't. No. If you're asking if you can put in a limit order at any time and it's going to get filled, no, there's no guarantee. You put a limit order in at 204 or 208 and it doesn't even get nowhere near there, then it's not going to fill. There has to be buyers to fill a limit order. I mean, that's with any order. Stock market supply and demand. So if you're selling, somebody has to be buying, and if nobody's buying where you're selling at, then nobody's going to buy it. The market order doesn't direct a price. The market order goes and finds a buyer and gives and sells your shares to the buyer automatically. Like, they'll find a buyer, but that doesn't mean you're going to be filled where you want to be filled. Sometimes you get filled higher, sometimes you get filled lower. It depends on the movement of the stock. But yeah, you just can't put a limit order in anywhere and it's going to sell. This is still halted. So this is okay. Does that help you, Cream Cake? Did I explain that clear enough? If I need to explain it more, I'll try to explain it better. So what, EDSA get halted on the way down? No, it's still okay. It's not. Thought it was halted. Looking at the 5 minute now, see it's moving. I did have a drop off there. Let's see, UONE is out of this halt. Actually gapped up out of the halt to 14. And it's ripping some more. This is going to get halted again on the way up here. Looks like it anyway. Yeah, One Life said it a little clearer there. The sell order will only get filled if somebody is willing to pay your price. This thing is a monster, man. I can't. This run is ridiculous. From $7 all the way up to 16. It's been a halt fest straight up though, but very big rip. Let's see, CVU is slowly creeping up here. The CVU comes up to 460 this time. I think it will break. Yeah, you just have to learn. You just have to learn the order types and how they work with Thinkorswim. See if it starts. Still getting hung up at 450. Right here, controller right here on the side of the chart. Is that what you're talking about? If that's what you're talking about, then yes, that's the price. Yeah, that's the price of the stock. This is 325, 350, 375, 4, 325, 450, 475, 5. Like, it's just the amount in dollars. So that's $3, 325. Like I said, $3.50. That's what this is. The side's Same thing up here on this chart. Anything on the right side of your chart is going to be your price of the stock. So right now you see CVU's at 447 and it's showing 449 right here on this side, the red. That's the current price. So it's $4.49 a share to buy this stock right now. And then you can also see the price and the time and sells in the level 2. The level 2 shows you the kind of a window into supply and demand where the buyers are sitting and where the sellers are sitting, and then this is the orders coming through on the time and sells. These are all the orders that are actually being made. Why do I need to check? I feel like you're messing with me. Oops. I feel like every day somebody says check. Yeah, it's doing nothing. It's doing nothing like it has been doing nothing. It hasn't done nothing in a while. I mean, it did have a little bounce today so far. You had a $2 bounce off of 14, but I mean, I don't think it's going to rip like and do anything crazy. If you look on the daily chart, it's just kind of going sideways. And all the attention right now is on UONE. Like a lot of attention's there. So let's see, how much volume does Check have? Check has 2 million in volume. So that's a little bit of volume, but I don't think it's going to rip big. It's just the energy stock. I mean, and I guess it did get halted on this little bounce. It's kind of weird. Don't know why it did that. Options are not less risky. I don't know where people are getting this idea that options are less risky. I've heard multiple people say that in the past couple of weeks, and I can assure you that options are not less risky. Anything that you trade, if you're day trading, is going to have risk. Like, and if you don't know what you're doing, you got even more risk. But options, I don't understand how people could say that options are less risky than stocks or Forex. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've heard more stories of people getting destroyed on an option call than traders getting destroyed on stocks or Forex. I know there's a lot of ads out there right now, a lot of different ads of people selling their programs, and a lot of people are saying, I saw one yesterday, and I talked about this the other week. A lot of people are saying, a lot of these so-called gurus and stuff are saying that stocks are risky and you're going to lose all your money trading stocks, and options is the way to go, or Forex is the way to go, and that's just not true. They're just blowing smoke to try to sell you something. All three of them are risky. Anytime you're investing money in anything, there's going to be risk, and one investment does not outweigh another one as far as risk. Same thing with real estate. You know, you can buy a house that has a great foundation, but there still could be some risk if you don't know all the permits that you need to fix things, because that county's a little small, tiny county. It has 30,000 different permits to change a light bulb. You know, those costs right there are going to add up, and if you don't know that going in, then you're going to have a lot more risk on a house that you thought had a good, strong foundation and base. Same thing with stocks and options and Forex. It's all investing. So any investing you do is going to carry risk, you know, and people are going to lose money across any investments. Not everybody's going to win on investments. Like, you can say day trading options, stocks, or Forex is not really investing, but it still is investing. You're putting your money somewhere and expecting a return. So there's always going to be risk. Like saying one is less riskier than the other is like saying, well, if I play Russian roulette with a pistol, or I play Russian roulette with a rocket launcher, it's less risky with the pistol that I will die playing Russian roulette than it is with the rocket launcher. You know what I mean? Like, either one could kill you, so it doesn't really, it's kind of, it's just, I don't know. I just don't get that type of argument for these type of things. Today's play so far, UONE went crazy. I wouldn't touch Hertz with a 100-foot pole. The only thing I've seen here, the only thing I've been kind of watching that I think could be a good play is CVU, because it is in this triangle, and if it breaks over this 460, then that's right where this 200-day moving average is, but it has this gap to fill all the way up to here. There's no resistance after there's no resistance after 460 and 470 and all the way up to here. So you got a nice area for profit if it breaks up over this triangle. Well, you do have 531. You have the pre-market high of 531, so there's some resistance there. I'm not saying go buy this. I'm just saying, as far as a setup, it's kind of set up pretty nicely so far if this doesn't drop off. And UONE is running, but there's no logical reason why you'd want to buy this stock right now. If it comes out of this halt, like, buying into this is such a huge gamble. Even like down here, it was a gamble because it just keeps getting halted and going straight up. At some point, it's going to have a pullback, and when it does finally have a pullback, it's probably going to have a massive pullback. Oh, and CLRI, this one actually popped up too finally. Got above that 230 resistance. Just trying to test. GNUS on the confirmation. Let's take a look at GUNS. But I mean, don't listen to me. Make sure you know, like, don't listen to me on buying a stock. Just because I'm on YouTube and I'm live streaming doesn't make me an expert. I don't claim to be. I try to share whatever knowledge I have, but I've been losing lately. I've been on a pretty bad losing streak right now, so you probably don't want to listen to me, to be honest with you. That's the one thing about me, is I don't tend to lie. Like, if I'm on a bad loser streak, I'll tell you. So don't listen to me anyway. I just like the setup on CVU, but it could just as easily crack and turn around. EDSA may be a possible play as well. No worries. I mean, that's why I do the live streams and stuff, so people can ask questions. Like I said, I don't claim to be a guru. Like, I'm not gonna be able to, like, tell you how to be successful as a trader, other than you have to learn yourself and experience the markets yourself. Like, no courses or classes are gonna purposely make you a good trader. There's a lot of discipline and a lot of emotional control that you have to have. And discipline and emotions are like my biggest weakness when it comes to trading. So, but if you're I mean, SPY and QQQ, yeah. I mean, they're pretty safe. Those are pretty safe bets if you're just looking for somewhere to put some money at for long term and stuff. But if you're just trading, like, first off, if you're new to trading, don't try to go in with $1,000 or even $500. If you're new to trading, start out with $50 in your account. Take $50 and trade 1 or 2 shares. All right, just trade 1 or 2 shares at a time. Because, for one, you're not going to get rich overnight day trading. It doesn't happen. Every once in a while, somebody might get lucky, hit a really big trade, but odds are 2 weeks later they'll be back to where they started with and lose all that money. So there's no reason to rush. There's no reason to get in a hurry and get going, because if you rush into day trading, you're going to lose your money. So just start out with, like I said, $50, buying 1 or 2 shares at a time, trying different strategies, all that, and work like that. Start very, very small. BLRX is doing something. I don't see any reason to trade BLRX yet. It's just kind of going sideways at the moment. And actually, it's kind of riding below this support line. So I don't see a reason to trade it, honestly. But see, CVU, is it cracking? Let's see, if CVU cracks this trend line, then it's going to be over with. But if it holds up, if it can hold up the trend line, you can see on the 1 minute right there, it's bounced right off the trend line twice. So it's a little sketchy at the moment. If you were looking for an entry and you didn't get in back here through this first little maneuver, then here's where you'd want to start thinking about an entry if the trend line can hold up. But you want to wait and make sure this trend line is going to hold up before you get in, because right now it could crack below this at any second. So it's still a little sketchy. But the idea is for it to bounce off this trend line right here and come back up and try to touch this 460 again and maybe break. Yeah, you can start that small, because you can there, for one, with most brokers now, it's free commissions, so it doesn't cost you anything to trade. It used to cost $5, something like that, depending on your broker, every time you bought and sold a stock. So that could add up. So you couldn't start with $50. You had to actually, start or with a good amount of money or paper trade. But they changed that. So now there's free commissions on most brokers. You can trade, with only $50. TD Ameritrade, you can open an account for $1 if you want to. You can just put $1 in the account if that's what you wanted to do. But yeah. And the reason why I say just start with that little bit of money is because you're not going to know what you're doing. Day trading is not something you can just pick up right away. You have to be, it's like being a doctor or anything like that. You have to learn it, and it takes time. There's a lot to learn. So once you learn all that, and you've been trading 1 or 2 shares at a time, you're not risking much money by trading 1 or 2 shares. You're risking like 30 cents, 50 cents, maybe $1 if you trade 1 or 2 shares at a time. And of course, you're not going to make much, but it's the learning experience that you need, and that's a way to do it without risking very much money. No, I'm not above the PDT rule, no. I've been trying to do smaller accounts to show people how to trade with smaller accounts, but like I said earlier, I've just been on a bad losing streak. Just a lot of bad mistakes that I've been making, like today. So no, I'm not around PDT rule. I'm not above PDT rule, but I'm on a cash account, and with a cash account, as long as you have funds available to trade, you can trade as much as you want to. The PDT rule does not apply to you on a cash account, but you have to understand, on a cash account, it takes 48 hours for your funds to settle after you make a trade. See, CVU is still looking a little sketchy. Still back on this trend line again. It came up a little bit, but still testing this trend line. You want to wait to see it. See, now it's starting to crack. That's why I say you got to wait. And the wait you'd want to do is probably wait to see it, you know, get up closer to 410. But it looks like it's going to crack out now at this point. So U1 got all the way up to 20. What a run from, what is that, $7 to $20? That's a massive run. And CLIR is popping up some more. Bounced off that 230. Daniel B, calm down, buddy. They're new traders. They're new traders. But yeah, I have videos on some indicators. Like the moving averages. There's a moving average video. I have a video on level 2, which is this. And time and sales. That video covers both of these right here, I'm pretty sure. And like I said, these indicators here. I have a video that covers those. And these are lines that I drew in. So that's you know, you can learn what this is support and resistance lines. I have videos on support and resistance. I have videos on all this basic stuff. You know that I think explains it pretty decently. And then if you watch one of the videos and you still have questions, you can just comment in the video, and I'll try to answer your questions through there, or you can find me on IG or Facebook and hit me up and ask me questions there too. BLRX is slowly climbing back up. No worries, that's why I do this for, is to try to help new traders without charging them a bunch of money like most of the other YouTubers. Everything on my channel, all my information is free. Okay, so CVU is starting to try to hold up the trend line now finally. Tested there for a minute on the 1 minute. What's going on? Although I'm a little concerned because there's not a lot of volume right at this second. This is barely moving. This time and sales is barely moving. I don't like that. It's just creeping. It's like all the volume just left unless my Thinkorswim is messing up. No. CLIR is... Huh. A nice move on CLIR so far. Now time themselves moving. Yeah, see, it's still sketchy. Why Sunday stream is not my schedule anymore? I'm trying to figure out, and I have a guest. I have a guest for another Portfolio Power episode. I'm just trying to figure that out. Like I've been telling you guys who've been with me for a while, I've been pretty busy here lately trying to get this real estate stuff going. So I'm not guru because I've been working on things. I'll start doing more streams other times here soon. I just gotta get everything that I'm trying to do in order, and then I'll be able to, start doing more live streams and portfolio power up episodes and all that. Don't worry, Daniel B. I've not quit what I was doing. I still am going to be doing all that stuff. CVU is actually starting to get a little buyers here. And now it's starting to pop up. So it needs to get over 410 to kind of show that it's done testing the trend line support there. I'd like to see one more green candle. Let's see, when does this candle close? 2-3 minutes. So I want to see this close and get one more little green candle like right here at 412. I mean, it is a possibility. You could look for an entry. You could look for an entry here with a tight stop loss. Like you'd be getting at 403. And I'd probably have my stop loss right around like 397, 396. A really tight stop loss in case this doesn't keep climbing and it cracks. A little indecision candle on the 1 minute. Yeah, big red candles on UONE, and this is what I was talking about. If you like, when it goes straight up like this, there's going to be a massive pullback eventually, and you just don't know when. Because I guarantee some new traders bought right here in this when this unhalted, and bought in this $15 area, and then when it went up to 20, they didn't sell. Actually, I guarantee somebody bought in this $19 area thinking this was going to keep ripping, and now they just blew up their account. I guarantee some new trader somewhere did that. And those type of mistakes can be avoided just by realizing that what goes up must come down. And just because the stock is going green does not mean it's going to continue. Eventually, this is going to happen. It's kind of hard to tell on some stocks. Like this one doesn't really have any past chart resistance. But this is going to happen at some point. And you have to realize that. On trades on stocks like this when they're going straight up. So CVU's still having a little selling pressure in that 408 to 410 area. That's why I said I wanted to see it over 410. Because right now it could still be a little sketchy. See, XBIO, nothing. EDSA sold off so far. BLRX selling off, nothing there. Solo selling off, so that's done. So you got CLIR and CVU as possibilities. CLIR though, back here would have been kind of where you would want to enter on this. At this point, you know, we've already ran, this already ran on $1.50 almost. Oh, CVU's cracking, so now it's done. And that's why I said I wanted to see it over 410. So now there's nothing there. So CVU is done. So basically, let's see what anything else that's running besides UONE and CMRNS had a nice run straight up there. So how's the SPY looking? SPY dropping off, having a little bit of sell-off. Let's see. All right, so apparently Beijing is upgrading their COVID issues to a level 2. So we still might not be out of the woodworks on this, and that's probably why the SPY is dropping. This uncertainty of COVID is going to keep messing with the stock market. This is all probably going to keep happening until the election. Like the SPY is probably going to go sideways at this point until the election, unless something good breaks out or something bad happens. AKI. Let's look through here. See, UONE just opened up. See if it keeps selling off or if it starts moving up again. Alright guys, so I got about 10 more minutes and then I've got to take my doggy to the vet. So if anybody has any more questions, suggestions, or ideas, get those in. And I'll try to answer those before I have to run. So this did get a little bounce. So sketchy to try to trade that stock. WBAI. See, this one was just halted. He is half blue tick and half Australian cattle dog, or is it cattle dog? Yeah, he's half blue tick, half Australian cattle. I don't think I have a picture of him on this computer. But nothing is wrong with him. He's just due for a shot. In case anybody was wondering, like, he's fine. He's a good boy. He's not in bad health. He's in great health. He's just due for a shot. I don't know if CLIR is going to break over 3 or not. If it starts selling off. Yeah. Yeah, he's fine. CTIB, nothing there. Alright, so I'm not seeing too much. Let's see, this got halted on the way down again. So it had a little bounce and then but coming down again. That's not surprising. This probably will come at least back down to 10, but maybe even lower. Could just keep coming down. So yeah, let's check. I'm gonna check again. Yeah, so check. That's all it had was that just that little $2 bounce, and now it's selling off. So before anybody says check, still on a pretty big downtrend. I mean, it's just everything about it's a downtrend. The whole daily chart's a downtrend. The 5-minute chart's a downtrend. It's just a lot of downtrend. I don't see the stock doing much. Explain it in price action. Why don't you explain it in price action, Daniel B? You're the master of price action, not me. Like, the simple definition of price action is the price movements within a time period. That's the simple definition. And also, I don't have time to do it. So why don't you? Well, if you can do it within 5 minutes, go ahead, Daniel B. I'll let you take it over. Oh, I got pulled back. Okay, here we go. CLI. So you got some support there at 255. Yeah, price action is definitely. I mean, you can't use indicators if you don't understand the price action. Like the indicators are showing the lagging price. That's what all these indicators mean. They show the They give you data from the past. You know, so they're, of course, because they're lagging, they're gonna not exactly equate to the actual price action, because since price action is only the price movements within a time period, um, you're not getting that whole, like, you're these indicators. If you don't understand what is going on with the price action here, then you're not going to understand what these indicators mean back here, like these support and resistance lines. And you can see, like, all the way back through here, this is all past price action. And so these indicators, these moving averages, are just past price action averages. That's all they are. So you have to understand price action to even use these indicators. If not, you're just using indicators for no reason. Basically you have to understand price action to understand everything else. And it's one thing understanding what price action is. It's a whole other thing of trying to read the price action as it's in current time. That's what I struggle with. I know what price action is, but I have an issue trying to read it sometimes. Probably more than sometimes. A lot of times I have a issue reading the price action. Because I misread it. Just like on Rose at market open, when the one I lost on today, I misread it, thinking that it was showing an uptrend, but I also didn't realize, I didn't look at the daily. It was just a bad, stupid trade all around. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's the indicators. That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to phrase it, Mark. I like that. Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to look at it, Mark. And then to your point, Daniel B. Yeah, you have to understand, but that's, part of that, understanding when the sellers will come in and when the buyers will bail out. You also have to understand support and resistance uh, in price action. Like you have to realize, as this is pushing up, buyers are in control at this point on these green candles, and then once it hits this resistance area, the odds are, because it's moved this much so far, the price has jumped up this much and it broke through this resistance. Now it's hitting another resistance wall. Sellers are probably going to start selling. Anybody who bought in here are probably going to start locking in profits at this resistance line. And if you don't have enough buyers to come in at this point, after these old buyers are getting out, then the stock's going to come back down. The sellers are going to take over. The SPY. Yeah, the SPY's cracking down, but let's see, what does Fed share? So what did he say? If market function continues to improve, Fed will slow its corporate buying. City of Beijing to close down all schools. A lot of people will struggle to find work, will need more support. Chinese state media reporting Beijing city officials have advised citizens not to leave the city unless necessary. North Texas and Texas have set record highs for hospitalized COVID patients today. So, yeah, that's why the SPY is cracking. The whole COVID thing is not over yet, apparently. And this is... oh, man, this year just is not going to end. Yeah. TVIX is kind of the anti-SPY, but at the same time, and I had a video when COVID started about how you can make money with TVIX, but I said the wrong thing in the video. The SPY is an ETF, TVIX is an ITN, and it does move on the opposite of the SPY. You see SPY, let's see, we're right here. SPY is coming down. And you click over to TVIX, TVIX is coming up. But it's not just the anti of the SPY, it is also everything to do with volatility. So the moment that the volatility goes away, because right now the market's very volatile, people are starting to freak out. They're like, oh, COVID's coming back full force, the economy's not going to open. I saw this morning that Trump said that they were going to do another round of stimulus checks. So all this confidence that people had right through here, like, haha, we're going to recover, is now going away. So we have this volatility of everybody starting to sell. If this volatility goes away and we start going sideways, TVIX will drop in value. The SPY can keep going down, and TVIX can stop going up. Like, it's not only the anti of the SPY. You have to be aware of volume. Or not volume, I'm sorry, volatility. I said volume, but with TVIX, you have to be aware of volatility changes. Because any change in volatility can throw TVIX off of its course. Like right now, it's following the SPY, just about perfectly. It's almost mirrored. If I flip this over, it'd look just like this. So right now it is. But this happened. A lot of people got killed because they thought that TVIX would follow the SPY completely, and they got killed. Where was it at? I think it was right. I think it was in this candle. The SPY kept dropping, and TVIX started dropping with it because it was somewhere in here where volatility changed. And when that happened, it switched the course of TVIX. So that's what you have to pay attention to. But yeah, it's a little bit different. It's the ETN. But you can make pretty good money on TVIX as long as you are aware that it can change directions if something happens with volatility. But alright guys, I gotta go. Appreciate everybody joining me today. We will be back tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your day. Until next time.